All right, let's dive into some rapid fire tips for the things I wish I knew sooner and where winds meet. This is a massive, seamless, open world game that rewards exploring, but with so many options and so many directions that you can go, it can lead you to feel like you're not sure what to focus on first. So let's start with some tips that are gonna make exploring a lot more efficient for you. And of course, these are gonna make sure you're not missing any massive power spikes because this game definitely has loads of ways to upgrade. And a massive shout out to Everstone Studios for sponsoring this video. If for some reason you aren't playing this game yet, you can click the link in the description to play it right now for free. Now, Where Winds Meet does have dungeons, so if we open up the map here and you see, for instance, Gleaming Abyss, this is a dungeon that you'll have to do as part of the campaign, and you can do these with other people, but you can also very easily solo them if you'd rather. Just be aware of the fact that if you're not the leader of your party, you will not get credit for completing this quest for your campaign, and you'll have to do it all over again. You can also run it again after that to get extra rewards and extra materials, which you will need for upgrading your items. So it's not the worst thing in the world if you have to run it more than once, because you do get double the rewards that way. And be on the lookout for injuries. You'll see them up here in the top with this red icon, and then if you click on them and go down in the menu, you see it says self-heal possible. That means it's possible that if you just leave it alone, it'll heal itself. You'll get this for sprains, mild poison afflictions, but it's also possible it fails and goes down to the next level, which is also possible to self-heal. But if it fails there, then you're gonna have to either go see a doctor or hire another player to come and remove that illness from you. If you keep the illness, you can see the debuff that it's putting on you right here. Now, while you're playing this game, one of the first things that you're going to have to conquer is the menu system. And one of the most important areas in the menu system is going to be the Develop tab right here. Whenever you see a green up arrow like this, that means there's something in here that can be upgraded. The first one here is the martial arts section. So you can equip 2 martial arts at a time. Right now, I've got the sword and the fan. I love the fan. I highly recommend it if you're not sure what to do. You can use this to heal yourself anytime you're in battle, and it's incredibly powerful. But the most important thing to know here is that these can be leveled up, and they can go as high as your level. So right now I'm level 40, so I can level these up to level 40. When I get to level 41, I'll be able to bump them both up to level 41. And if you come in here, you'll notice you have the option to upgrade, or you have the option to break through. Right now, I only have the option to break through. And right here, it'll tell you what you need to do to break through. Right now, I'm time gated. It says I'm not going to be able to unlock tier 5 for 2 days, which means I have plenty of time to head back and explore the massive world that I definitely have a lot to find in still. And I'll touch on how important it is to be thorough with your exploration in this world and why. So that covers your martial arts. What about your gear? When it comes to your gear, you can click down here on enhance, and there's something really useful in here. So you'll notice again, green arrows means we can enhance. And then over here on the right, it tells us what materials are needed to enhance. But let's say we come over here to this helmet and it's not giving me the option to upgrade it. Well, why not? It says that I only have 3 of these, but I need 5, coarse fur. And then this menu system is absolutely fantastic. So what you can do here is click on it and it tells you how to obtain. And you can either buy them at vendors, and if you click on that, it tells you where that vendor is that you can buy it, but you don't need to do that. Instead, what you can do is click on it and click on Hunt Giant Elk. And you just come to this area and you kill some elk. When you kill them, they're going to drop that item for you. So if you ever see that you're short on materials to upgrade your armor or your weapons or any of your items, then just click on them and it tells you exactly where to go, and you can knock that out real quick so that none of your gear is falling way behind in enhancement levels. The next section we have here is talents. As you're playing the game and going through the story, you're going to be getting a lot of talent points, which are going to allow you to work your way through this system. As you can see here, I've got 8 talent points to spend, so I can come back here and drop them into different things. It says I can't keep going to the right yet because my solo mode needs to reach level 5. Right now, that's time gated for me. It's not letting me reach level 5 yet. So that means if I want to, I can come back here and pick up some of these ones. Some of the most useful ones in here are going to be your mystic skill slots. This is where you'll be able to unlock those. So right now, you can see my character has in the bottom right the 4 mystic slots equipped. And if we hold down Alt, we can see 2 more abilities with the other slots remaining to be unlocked. Now, you may notice that my map is just about fully explored, right? We can see just about every region, but we can't see this region over here. Now, the reason we can't see this is because we haven't gone and touched this Wayfarer landmark yet. So if you see an area of the map that you haven't revealed yet, you can run straight to that Wayfarer mark and it will reveal you. Now, some of these areas are going to be level locked. So if you're not high enough level, it's not going to let you go in there yet. But once you're able to, go touch the Wayfarer landmark, and it's going to reveal all of the teleport locations to you, as well as a bunch of other locations when you zoom in on the map so that you can knock those things out. Now, the map does show you a lot of the various different activities that you can do in this game, and there's a reason for every single one of these. Every one of them is giving you an item, a material, something that you're going to be able to use to either progress your progress in this zone, which is going to unlock mobility abilities. If I hold down the space button, we can launch into the sky. And if I continue with that, I'll be able to fly around this zone, literally fly around this zone. The way you unlock that is by progressing your completion in this zone. So as you're completing all of these optional activities, grabbing teleport posts, grabbing all of these items in the zone, opening chests, every one of those is progressing you in your journal here. So if you click on your journal and you've got this zone right here, right? The one that we're in. And if we click this, it tells us our progress in this zone and what we're unlocking along the way. So to tie that back into the mobility ability and the ability to walk on walls and to fly through the zone, you have to get to a certain level. So at level 4 here, you can see we get this item, the Afterglow Pendant. Equipping it allows free use of the Grand Lightness skill and Wall Stride in this zone. So this is something you have to unlock in each zone. And so in that way, your progress in each zone matters a lot. So that's one way that you get around in this game. Another way that you get around in this game is mounts. So in order to get a mount, you can literally just walk up to someone riding a mount, press F, throw them off their mount, then get on their mount by pressing F. There, boom, you now own that mount. It's going to show up here. So you go to your appearance menu, then you go to mounts. And the name is a little bit deceiving because these are not just cosmetic. These mounts actually have stats. So it's more than just appearance. As you can see here, I have 4 different mounts so that we can see the different stats that they have. This one has high speed and surging vitality. This one has lightness, water affinity, and energy. This one right here has lightness, vitality, surging vitality, high speed, and water affinity, right? So each one that I've found and unlocked has different stats. And over here, it gives you a rating. So this one's rated 54, this one's rated 32, and this one's rated 18. So what you can do with these is if you decide, hey, this mount is only rated 18, it's taking up one of my mount slots, you can come in here to mount management and you can sell it. So you click sell and it tells you where you can go and you can sell that mount. Just one more way to make money, and it's one way to get rid of those extra mounts that you don't need anymore. Now, as I mentioned, the map tells you where the major events are and the major points of interest are, but there's a ton of minor points of interest in this game that you're only gonna see by looking at your mini map. So right here, you can see there's a butterfly over there. And if you run over to this, they're usually a very, very quick puzzle for you to solve. So we walk right up to that. So if you see a stack of objects, a stack of stones or something like that, there's something in there, right? It's going to be one of these guys. It's a little cricket. You grab that. That is called an oddity. Now, there's a variety of different mini puzzles at each of these butterflies, but they're all going to give you oddities, and you're going to want loads of these. So make sure you are always doing those when you're walking by them so you don't have to backtrack. And the reason that that's important is because this guy right here, so on the map, in the first zone, if you've been playing, you've already ran into him, but you may have overlooked how important he is because he's going to give you loads of passive stats using your oddities. All right, so we go to submit oddities, and right here you can see all the different passives. These passives are permanently unlocked once you grab them. So if we click on this one right here, it says I'll get physical defense +2 for that one oddity that I just picked up, that one cricket. So I could press activate and it would give me that passive permanently while I'm playing this game. Now, there's some really critical passives in here that are worth noting because some of your abilities and some of the things you're going to get are going to require stats that you don't have until, for instance, you get extra vitality in here. So there's vitality here, and then there's another vitality node here, and then finally another one over here. That's going to give you an extra 30 vitality, and that's going to allow you to use this ability right here. You'll notice the Honking Havoc. It does massive damage, but it requires 70 vitality. So getting all 3 of those nodes will get you to 70 vitality. Aside from that, there's attack damage stats that he has. There's defensive stats that he has. There's endurance stats that he has that gives you more stamina. Loads of great little passives there, and is one of the primary reasons you're going to want to do all of those little mini butterfly puzzles as you're running into them. Another thing you're not going to want to run by, for the reason that we touched on earlier, is animals. So when you see animals, feel free to go ahead, kill them. and loot them, right? And that's going to give you that coarse fur or whatever that material is that you're going to need to upgrade your gear later. So if you haven't killed that animal a few times yet, it's never a bad idea to do so, to make sure you have those materials when it comes time to go to your gear section and upgrade it. Look, now, because we killed a couple of those, we've got the fur that we need and we can enhance the helmet, right? So we'd rinse and repeat. We've got the bear pelt. We click on that and we say, hey, where is that at? It's over here. We can buy this guy, or we can hunt a giant bear. There, easy. And one of the things to know about the bears is anytime you're fighting one of the bears in this game, there's likely a large pile of rocks for you to throw them into. We throw them into the pile of rocks. There's going to be a chest behind it that you can open. I can think of probably a half dozen different fights I've done already in the game where I was throwing bears into rocks. And even if the rocks don't explode and reveal a chest, the rocks are throwing them into a rock wall or something like that, it's going to do a ton of damage for them. Now, at some point, you're going to see one of these books on the map like this one right here. And sometimes that's going to ask you to heal the person. And you might be wondering how exactly you heal someone. So what you're going to do is you're going to come here to this menu. You're going to click on profession. Then you're going to click on healer. And it's going to tell you where to go to unlock the healing. Now, another thing to be aware of is while you're playing this game. So let's say, for example, our inner ways. These can be upgraded just like everything in this game, and you'll click on it. And not only can you unlock them by finding the item you need to comprehend it, right? We can now, boom, we've unlocked this. We can now equip it, but you can then upgrade them. You can break through. So if I wanted to break through this one, we'd come here to the breakthrough after clicking on it. And it says we need 10 of these materials. Now, if you've been playing this game for a while, it's going to say you have 0. However, you don't actually have 0. It says in your inventory, inner way note chests. I have 12 of these. So if you click on that, it takes you to your inventory where you have 12 of those chests, which you can then open, and it's going to give you a bunch of these notes that you can learn. And if you want to save yourself some time from this screen right here, you'll notice down here, it says quick enhance. You can just hit space and you can confirm enhancement from here if you'd like to. And it's going to just automatically upgrade the things that it can. However, you know, the downside of that is you don't have as much control over what order you're upgrading things in. So just be aware of that. Another really quick tip that I feel like I didn't realize for way too long is when you're in combat using your abilities, right, you can also hit tab and that's automatically going to switch weapons and attack for you. So you don't actually have to fumble around trying to manually scroll that mouse wheel up or down to switch your weapon to the right weapon. Instead, you just hit tab when you're ready to switch weapons and it's automatically going to switch to that new weapon for you. And in the case of the fan, it pulls out the fan and uses it as an attack that automatically heals you right away. It's just a really efficient way of switching back and forth between the weapons. Now, a lot of times you're going to be trying to solve a puzzle, or there's going to be a butterfly puzzle, something like that, or you're just looking for an item and you know it's somewhere in the vicinity. Pressing V on your keyboard is basically this game's version of pointing out all of the interactable objects or hidden objects. So if we press V, it's going to reveal hidden objects nearby. It's going to show you enemies nearby. If you're completing a puzzle, it'll show you where that item is, and you can run over to the object and you can pick it up. Another quick tip is that there's a lot of things in this game that you can use your ground slam for. To ground slam, you just jump or fall and then hit Q and you slam to the ground. Now, one thing this can be used for is breaking through things. So right here, that exposed that cricket in there. Also, you could just slap that one. So it's not necessarily necessary for that particular puzzle, but then there's the ones where you'll see some cracked bricks on the ground. You jump, you slam through them, and that's going to drop you through those bricks and into the hidden chamber below. Also, if you jump off of a really, really high structure or really high cliff, this game does have fall damage that will kill you. So what you want to do is hit Q as you're falling, and that's going to negate any fall damage no matter how high you're jumping from. Now, the next tip is when you are fighting enemies, right, and you'll see this pop up. What you want to do as much damage as possible to them before you use F on them, right? And that's, you actually have quite a bit of time. So let's see if we can get this guy low without my poison killing. There we go. Okay, so look at that counting down right there. You have lots of time. You can do more combos. You can do all this kind of stuff, and then you can hit him. So now this next one is a really useful little tip that you can use on the map. So if you open up your map and you come over here, you can click on these, and then you can filter out things that you're looking for. If you find out that you need a certain object in this game or a certain item, you can almost certainly find it in here, and boom, there you go. So if you're looking for crickets, you can highlight them on the map, and then you can run to the various cricket locations in the game and grab that gatherable. So let's go ahead and Set this as our waypoint. Run over here now. And then right here. There it is. So whatever it is that you're looking for, you can find it in here. You can set it on the map and the game will take you right to that thing. And when it comes to swimming, just be aware of the fact that when you run out of stamina, you will drown. But while you're swimming, you can recover your stamina by stopping swimming, let it come on back up, and then start swimming again. And it's not going to take your health away anymore. Eventually, you won't need to swim because you'll be able to jump on water once you get your mobility skills unlocked by getting enough zone completion. One more reason to be a completionist in this game. What's the best thing you figured out so far in this game? Be sure to share your favorite tips down in the comments below. Sometimes the best tips are in the comment section thanks to you guys, so be sure to check those out down there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more Where Winds Meet content. And another massive shout out to Everstone Studio, the developers of this game. And if you're not playing this game yet, be sure to click the link down in the description to check it out for yourself. It's free to play, so you've got nothing to lose by trying it, and I can genuinely say I'm having a fun time in this game right now. If you're not sure what to do next, maybe check out one of the videos popping up on screen right now, and I hope to see you in the next one.